Shane, we've just seen Chris do a bit of a shakeout. Just talk us through the session and what you guys are kind of working on at this stage.
The last punching session yesterday, so today was just a little shadow, and yeah, just keeping the body moving. It's important to not sit around the hotel, and obviously there's a lot of media. Normally media starts on Wednesday on a normal fight week, but this was yesterday and then today. So yeah, it's just it's been busy times. So I think keeping him busy, getting him away from the media and into the gym is an important thing.
I asked Chris this, but I'll ask you as well. When I was watching you doing your workout, you guys obviously have a little chit chat and you kind of go backwards and forwards. What are you looking at that Chris is doing, and what are you just trying to tweak or change, or basically what you're saying to him in those moments?
At the moment, it's just making sure his balance is key. Making sure his legs and his foot position is important. We're boxing a southpaw, so footwork's important, and then just seeing where he's distributing his weight, because we're not hitting pads, we're hitting something that's a static target. So we're just doing a little bit of shadow, and but all of the analysis stuff has been done. All of the sparring's been done, all of the sort of technique work's been done. It's just reiterating the cues and saying, okay, when you go here, don't overextend there, or do this and certain things. So we're not going to give away the game plan, but it's just making sure he's aware of the key points.
Again, not giving away the game plan, but what does, out of my own curiosity, what does that process look like for you when you're looking at tape? Are you rewatching it over and over again? Is that something you do? And then
definitely, yeah. So we film all the sparring. So we analyse sparring. We try and replicate sparring, but no two humans are created equal. So we had about 4 or 5 sparring partners that we used throughout the camp, and we would just rotate them. On Monday and Thursday, or sometimes we do 3 days a week. But then we'd bring in different styles. We've got a lot of good light heavyweights and stuff like that. So and then we would analyse the sparring. Then we would I'd be analysing the fights all the time at night time and stuff. Just that's what I do. It's one of my things I'll set aside a certain amount of time. And then after we've done the sparring, I'll sort of say these are the cues that you need to think about when you're sparring next, because this is what Ramirez does, and this is where his head slots into this position. We have to try and find that shot. And obviously, as I said, no one's going to fully emulate what he can do, but if we can try and get shots off with different styles and the shots that we want, whether it's a left hook or a right hand or a jab or body shots, whatever the shot may be, we just got to try and find that as much as possible, because we'll have set sort of shots that we'll be looking for.
And is that the same for Zurdo as well? How far back do you watch his fights back, and how far back do you go in that archive really?
Yeah, we go right back to super middleweight, and then we go to they always say you're only as good as your last fight, and I truly do believe that, but he's not going to be exactly the same as what Guillemarian is, so we're going to have to look at Joe Smith, then we've got to go before that, Bivol, and all the fights go back into his super middleweight days and sort of try and say, all right, well, who's quite similar to Chris and where he transitions from long to short, and then we'll analyse that and see where Zurdo, where he excels in those areas, and then also where he doesn't. So, and then we'll try and capitalise on it.
Do you ever train for a certain result? Do you always just train for the win no matter what, or do you look at this and go, no, I reckon we can get this guy out of here inside the distance?
You always try and not just win. You always try and put on a good performance. And I think if you don't get a bigger stage, then out here in Saudi Arabia and Riyadh season with His Excellency giving it out on multiple platforms for free as well. So it's the biggest stage in boxing at the moment. So you need to go out there and not just win and be a boring fight. You have to be an entertaining fight. And I think Zurdo in his last few fights, he throws loads of punches. I can't see this being a boring fight. And we also know that it's an away show. We're going to be walking out as we've got championship rights, and they're mixed between the two. They're split between the two, I should say. But we also know that we are on an away show, so we have to go out there and make sure every round that's close. You can't just expect to win those rounds. He's also another champion, so we've got to go in there with a challenger's mentality and make sure we win, 8-4. And then obviously if a stoppage comes, that'd be brilliant.
And lastly, big news: your dad's heading to the jungle. Well, what's going on there? What's that been like for you?
Well, years ago he won Hell's Kitchen, and after that he was approached a few times, and he always said, "Oh no, I don't really want to do that, and it's a long way away." And then it went quiet for a bit, and he got a phone call, and he said, "Don't know if I'm going to do it." And Jake, my brother, was like, I don't think you should do that. And I went, go and do it. You only live once, you know what I mean? So me and my other brother Blaine, and we all sort of egged him on to do it. And I think it's good. It's good for him, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's a reality TV show, but at the same time, I think out of all of the reality TV shows, I think this is going to be probably one of the best ones to take part in. And it brings you back to nature. You know, he's going to be hungry. He's got to do challenges that he won't want to do, and eat certain things or be put in small areas where he doesn't really like rats. So we were doing the questionnaire a few weeks ago, and he said, I haven't really thought about that. I don't really like rats that much. And I'm like, okay, well, you've put that down, so they're going to be putting loads of rats around you. So no, it's good for him. I think it's good for him. It's, you know, he doesn't, you know, he comes in the gym a lot, but he doesn't really have like a day-to-day. He manages his properties and things like that. But I think it's something that he can get his teeth stuck into and get back to doing some fun tasks.
Can I get you to give your dad a good luck message or anything like that for as he heads into the jungle?
No, I mean, I spoke to him a while ago. They've taken his phone off him now, so you know, we've all I think one of the things that he was most disappointed at is that he won't get the news about Chris Billam-Smith's win. So I said, yeah, try and get that message across to him just as he's jumping out the plane, because it will probably be quite similar time zones, because we're boxing late on in the UK and he'll be jumping out, I would say early hours of the day on Sunday morning. So yeah, but no, we all wish him well, and I hope he just, you know, just is true to himself and just, yeah, shows the person that he is, because, you know, he's a great person, and I think you know, he needs to go out there and just be himself.
Top man, thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it.